month where many of us look to get a new diet and help shed a few extra pounds for the new year.
But with so many health trends out there, how can you tell which ones really work?
Here to make sense of some of them is our very own Dr. Sara. Morning, Sara.
Morning.
Good to have you with us. Joyce, you wanted to start with your... What is it, your definition of New Year?
Well, yeah, because I wanted to put it to you. Is the New Year the right time to start a diet? You know, is it the right time of year? Because I'm going to celebrate my New Year now on the 29th of March because you're going into spring. It's the start of everything.
Why
it's the start
is that
of life.
a thing you always do?
No, I'm just...
Just this year?
Just this year. So do you think the New Year, where it is the right time to actually start a diet?
Honestly, I think you can start a diet anytime you want. Ultimately, people always say new year, new you, because it sounds motivating and encouraging. But I think anything at any time is fine. And actually, you don't have to have a new you. You could be just perfectly wonderful. You just need some little subtle changes to try and make your life healthier. And often it's about the journey to get to that point rather than the end goal. So personally, I just think you can start it whenever you feel most comfortable and most supported to do so.
And obviously, so there's a lot of stigma behind dieting, and I guess, you know, there's no two diets are the same, are they? So is dieting a good thing or a bad thing? What's the deal?
I mean, look, dieting has been around since Roman and Greek times, though they used to focus a little bit more on things like, you know, the health and fitness aspect of things. There are some diets that, of course, are going to be healthier for you, but then there are going to be others that can, you know, restrict food groups, that can put, you know, demonize foods and make you think that they're specifically bad foods. And I think thinking like that can actually mean that food controls you and has more power over you, and that can lead to disordered eating, and it can also lead to a lot of nutritional deficiency. So we've got to be very careful about the types of, you know, diets that we are practicing.
So we're going to focus on 3 today, and we're going to kick off with veganuary.
That's the one, veganuary. So that's where you eat plant-based food, so no animal or animal products. And it's really been, you know, taken a big flight since 2014 when that all started. And ultimately, we could all do with eating more plant-based food. So I think the idea of it is brilliant. I do think, though, that you have to be careful when it comes to veganism because you can suffer with deficiencies if you decide to carry it on forward. So, for example, things like vitamin B12, iron, protein, and they can be more difficult to find in plant-based sources, but definitely you are able to find them, and if not, you can take supplements. So I think if you are looking to do veganuary past January, do think about that, and maybe a better way for you to start the process would be to do something like flexitarianism, where you are mainly plant-based, but you know, add a little bit of meat or animal products when you fancy it, or maybe try something like Meat for You Mondays, just to get you into the groove of veganuary.
So the plant-based diet, do you think that is a good diet for losing weight?
In terms of weight loss, we know that veganuary is healthy for diabetics. We know it's good for reducing cholesterol, some forms of cancer. And we also know that vegans tend to have lower rates of obesity. However, there isn't much evidence to suggest that veganuary itself will rapidly, you know, cause weight loss. Not that you particularly want rapid weight loss, in all honesty. But the problem is that you can still get unhealthy vegan food. You know, you can still eat chips, and that is vegan. So it's really about the lifestyle. So, you know, making sure that your plant-based foods are healthy choices, as you would do with any kind of normal healthy diet.
OK, let's move on to juice cleanse. So what are the pros and cons with a cleansed diet?
I get loads of patients doing juice cleanses, and I guess the pros are that you're getting a lot of fruit and vegetables in, you know, into a short space of time. I think the negatives are that it's a very difficult diet to continue. It's not really sustainable. People can't really live on juice diets. You tend to get more cranky and, you know, feel more angry at life when you're on something like that long term, because you're probably not getting enough calories, and you're probably not getting enough of, you know, the nutrients that you need. Also, when you juice things, it can release sugars more quickly, and that can cause little sugar spikes, which can make you feel a bit grumpy. And it also removes a lot of the fibre, which we need for our gut health and to stabilise our blood sugars. So whilst it can cause, you know, sudden and short-term weight loss, the long-term issues with it can be more significant.
When you say it removes some of the fibre, is that because you take, like, people take skins off of certain fruits, or does the juicing process remove the fibre?
Well, both. So, you take off the skins and things like that, but also some people's juicing processes contain a filter, which means that the fibrous part comes out as well.
OK.
Well, you need the fibre to help you go to the toilet, don't you?
Absolutely.
You need the fibre for the toilet, you need your fibre for your sugar and stabilising it, you need it for your gut bacteria. Fibre is so important. So removing it is not doing anyone any favours.
That's it.
Maybe we're all thinking it. You're just saying it.
Well, sorry.
I love that.
And next one, and now I know this is a real big celebrity trend. Does fasting work to help lose weight?
So intermittent fasting has got a lot of health benefits to it. We can't deny that. There are things like a reduction in type 2 diabetes, even longevity of life has been researched recently, and there is weight loss associated with it. Now, the weight loss is not necessarily because of the something special to do with the fasting. It's more because actually you tend not to be able to eat as much calorie-wise in the 8 hours that you are allowed to eat versus the 16 hours that you can't. So it's actually just because of a calorie deficit, but it has been shown to reduce rates of obesity.
Some of my mates, a couple of my mates, Dr. Zoe, have done the 5'2", some guys, and they haven't done it for a long time, but they've done it, and then obviously they've tried to have good, healthy eating habits off the back of it, and they have lost a fair bit of weight. Is that a good one?
So yeah, all of these intermittent fasting ones, there are different types. So, you can choose what suits you better in terms of timing. And that's, I guess, a real positive there. And all of them essentially mean that you take in fewer calories over a period of time. And the periods in which you are fasting help to stabilise your blood sugar level. So, there are benefits associated with it. There are certain groups that can't do intermittent fasting. So people that are pregnant, breastfeeding, if you're taking certain medications or have certain health conditions, then, it's not for everyone. But I guess as diets go, at least it doesn't restrict the type of food you can eat. You can eat pretty much anything. Just try and be healthy with it.
That's really helpful. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
And now, still to come.